Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty amazing, a single protein that might just be the secret link between aging, cancer, and even Alzheimer's. And get this, the key to controlling it could be hiding right in your kitchen.
So let's just jump right in with a huge question. Think about the biggest health challenges we face. Alzheimer's, cancer, just the process of aging itself. On the surface, they seem like totally separate battles, right? But what if they all shared a secret link? A single weak point deep inside our cells?
Well, that link has a name. Meet SIRT6. This little guy is the protein we're talking about, and it's turning out to be a major player in, you guessed it, some of our most feared diseases. It's this powerful, super complex molecule, and honestly, scientists are just now starting to figure out how incredibly important it really is.
So that brings up the big question. What does this thing actually do? Why is it being called the body's master regulator? Let's take a look at its job description. Okay, so the best way to think about SIRT6 is like it's your body's master maintenance chief. Seriously. Its whole job is to keep the entire system running smoothly. We're talking about crucial stuff here. It repairs our DNA when it gets damaged, it manages our metabolism, how we use sugar for energy, and it even helps maintain the telomeres. Those are the little protective caps on the ends of our chromosomes that are super, super important for slowing down aging.
So you can probably guess what happens when the maintenance chief calls in sick, right? If SIRT6 isn't working properly, things, well, they start to fall apart. You can see premature aging, DNA damage starts to pile up, and our whole metabolism can get thrown completely out of whack. But here's where the story gets really interesting and a little complicated. SIRT6 isn't always the good guy. No way. In the wild world of cancer, it can actually flip the script and become the villain. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. SIRT6 isn't an on-off switch. It's more like a volume dial. And depending on the cancer, that dial can be set to the wrong level. For example, in something like liver or colorectal cancer, the SIRT6 volume is turned way down low. So to fight the tumor, you need to turn it up. But then in other cancers, like skin or prostate cancer, the complete opposite is true. The volume is cranked up to 11, and that's actually helping the cancer grow. In that case, you've got to find a way to turn it down. So you see the problem, right? This double-edged sword thing is a huge challenge for medicine. You can't just make a SIRT6 pill that boosts it for everybody. That would be a disaster. You need precision. You need a way to control that volume dial, to turn it up or down depending on the exact problem. And this puzzle led scientists to look for answers in a place they might not have expected.
And that brings us to this key idea, a modulator. It sounds fancy, but it's really a simple concept. A modulator is just something, a compound, that can get in there and mess with that volume dial. It can either activate it, turn the volume up, or it can inhibit it, which means turning the volume down.
Okay, and here's the part that's just, wow, the big breakthrough. Researchers started finding that the tools to control this SIRT6 dial might not come from some fancy billion-dollar lab. They might be in your grocery cart. That's right. It turns out that compounds found naturally in everyday foods seem to have this amazing ability to modulate SIRT6, to turn that volume up or turn it down.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the activators. These are the natural compounds that can crank up SIRT6 activity, for situations like aging or DNA damage where you want more of that master maintenance work getting done.
And just look at this list. This isn't some obscure stuff. We're talking about cyanidin, which you find in berries and grapes, linked to anti-aging, or quercetin, which you get from onions and apples, known to be anti-inflammatory, and luteolin from carrots. These aren't exotic chemicals from a lab. They're literally in the produce aisle.
Okay, so that's turning it up. But what about the other side of the coin? What if you need to turn SIRT6 down? Like for those cancers where it's in overdrive? Well, it looks like nature has a whole different toolkit for that job too.
And here we see a totally different set of compounds that act as inhibitors, the turn-it-down crew. We've got catechin from green tea and cacao, which has shown some anti-cancer potential, or vitexin, which comes from things like mung beans and seems to help protect our brain cells. It's just amazing to think that these could be a pathway to treating diseases where SIRT6 is just running wild.
All right, so we've established that there are things in nature that can turn this super important protein up or down. That's cool. But what's the big picture here? What does this actually mean for the future of medicine?
Okay, now hold on. Before you run out and start an all onion and green tea diet, we have to be really, really clear about something. The researchers behind this are adamant. This is not about creating a SIRT6 diet or trying to self-treat serious diseases with food. It's way more complex than that, and the science is still very, very new. Yeah, the source material really nails it here. The thing is, these compounds from food, they're not powerful enough or precise enough to work like a real drug, not on their own. But, and this is the key, they are an incredible starting point. And that right there is the real takeaway. Think of it like this. Nature is giving us the blueprint. Scientists can look at the chemical structure of these natural compounds, what they call a scaffold, and use that as inspiration. They can build on it to create brand new, super precise drugs that can perfectly control that SIRT6 volume dial for whatever disease they're targeting. So it all leaves us with this one big, fascinating thought. I mean, for thousands of years, we've used plants as medicine, right? A lot of the time, we didn't even know why they worked, just that they did. But now, we're finally looking inside and finding the actual molecular blueprints. It really makes you wonder, could it be that the cures for our biggest, most modern diseases aren't out there waiting to be invented from scratch, but are actually just waiting to be rediscovered in the pharmacy that's been growing all around us this whole time?